Hi everyone, welcome to this quick tutorial on VirtualBox. What I'm going to run through is how to install VirtualBox 6 on a Windows 10 host, and then we'll look at how to import the Linux virtual machine that we'll be using for some aspects of the module. Okay, so first place to go, virtualbox.org. It kindly has an exceptionally subtle link box there which we can click to take us to the downloads area. If you're on a Mac, you can download the Mac DMG file, but as we're using Windows, we'll download the Windows VirtualBox host and we'll chuck it onto our hard drive. While we're there, it's worthwhile downloading the VirtualBox extension pack. Now this supports all platforms, it doesn't matter whether you're using Mac, Linux or Windows, but also save that to your downloads area. This will give you additional support for things like USB 2 and USB 3 if you want to plug in a USB device of some description. Okay, so once that's downloaded, we can open the executable and it'll pop up with this standard kind of Windows install box. Just click next. This has got some standard options there. What I do is I just leave those as standard because pretty much all of the components are going to be installed. So we can click through to next on that. It's also worthwhile creating the various start menus and quick launch bars and register file associations, which will help us at a later date when it comes to various different aspects. Okay. This is true, the networking features do reset the connections temporarily, but it shouldn't cause any major dropout in your network at all if you happen to be streaming this while you're doing it at the same time. So just click yes on that and then click to install. You'll probably get the Windows elevated privileges pop up, so just click yes to alter the file and then install as appropriate. Okay. There we go, done, relatively quick and painless. Now I'm not going to start it this time and I'm just going to finish the install there. Because I'm going to pop into my downloads folder and there we've got the extension pack that we installed, that we downloaded from the website. So if we double click on that, okay, it will ask us to install that extension pack. Scroll down to the bottom, agree the license, again, go through the Windows elevated privileges box, okay, and that's it, we've installed successfully. Okay, now, even though I've just installed this, you can see I've got a virtual machine which I've already pre-imported into the system, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import another version of this, and a way to bring in an appliance of what they're called is either to click the import button up there or use file, import appliance. So once you've got that, okay, you can choose where your appliance is. So in this case I've got it in my VM drive, so rather than typing all the way through that, I can look in there and there it is. So this will be the appliance that you guys should be able to download from OneDrive, and there'll be a link on the Moodle page for that. So just click on that and then click open down here. Okay, this will just fill in that box with the one that we've done. Click next. Now it's automatically appended a 1 to the name there, but I can very quickly amend that and call it V2, which is fine. It's got a description on there, which if you look in the description box, it's got the username and the password for them. So the root password is super user, the standard username is student, and the password to log in as student is sec_student. Okay, so we can keep that there. I've got 4 GB of RAM available for this machine, but you guys may want to use less depending on your machines at home. It's a pretty small Linux install, so you can probably get away with 2 GB or even 1 GB should be fine. Leave a DVD adapter connected, USB, sound card and network, they're all fine. Okay, this is telling me where it's stored on the hard drive name, and we can leave the MAC address policy as it is, because we're just going to do some basic networking within there. Okay, and then we just hit import. Now it will chug a little bit on that one, and it'll take a little bit of time to import and set up the VMDKs, which are the virtual hard drives that are used in the system. So, but it won't take long to roll that one in. Okay, as you can see, that went in fairly smoothly, and there it is. There's the virtual machine that we've just installed. So to run the virtual machine, simply double click on it. Okay, here we've got the information about that we can see, and this is the virtual machine now clicking up. Okay, I've got a warning popped up there, which is configured to use 3D via the graphics controller, but for now we won't worry about that. But you might want to switch that off inside the where is it? Inside the graphics and display system. Okay, I'll keep those changes, but I've got it enabled there. But at some point you might want to either move your graphics controller or switch off 3D acceleration. It's because I built it on my Office system. Okay, but nonetheless, here we are. We've not got any integration in this yet, but if I click in there, I've now got control of the virtual machine, and I can enter the password to log in as student, which was sec_student. Have I got that right? I have. Okay, we can get rid of those. We can ignore any error messages that pop up. It's worthwhile doing that. Okay, and while we're here, I may as well show you how to install Thonny. Now, what I did there was I clicked a terminal button, the Alex terminal. By the way, this is the equivalent of the start menu, and you can see there that you can access most of your different tools. In fact, I've just noticed there that Thonny is already installed on this one, so we can just click that and go ahead and use it as if we were going to use the tutorial for Thonny, which is on the Moodle webpage. Okay, if you did want to install it from scratch on your own Linux system, quite simply type in sudo dnf install Thonny. Okay, it'll then ask you for the password which for your student, which is sec_students. Don't worry, we'll talk more about sudo when we look at some of the shell scripting stuff later on in the module. And there we go, because it's already installed, it says we've got no dependents and nothing to do. Okay, so to shut down your Linux machine, you can run to the logout, and then it gives you various options. So just switch to shutdown. It'll close that off. While we're here, let's just turn off that. Okay, there. And there we go. So that's installing VirtualBox 6, importing the Linux virtual machine that we're going to need for the lab, launching the Linux virtual machine, logging in, and launching Thonny as well. So thank you very much indeed. Any questions, post them up on the Moodle forum, or ask your peers. Thanks.